Hey everyone, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have two cards for you using Spellbinders new release, products from the new release, Serenade of Autumn. I am using the BetterPress and a 3D embossing folder, and we're going to use some Distress Oxide sprays to create our fall background. So here is that BetterPress stamp. Essentially it looks like a die, it's metal, but you have a sentiment, and then here is that 3D embossing folder. We're going to make an A2 size and a slimline card for our projects today, and like I said, we're going to be using some distress sprays. So I have my little splatter box out. I have my A2 size card panel in there. I am using Squeezed Lemonade, Lumberjack Plaid, Crackling Campfire, and Villainous Potion. I am no expert at these oxide sprays at all, so I'm just telling you from my personal experience what I do. So I start by spraying all of the colors, and then I like to dry them in between because I don't want them to get muddied up because they're still wet. And then I'm going to go back in and just keep spraying and drying in between until I get what I'm looking for, which I really didn't know what I was looking for, if I'm being honest, but it turned out beautiful, and I love all of the colors together. But again, I'm going to dry it, and as you can see, when you use the Distress Oxide sprays, it almost gives you that chalky look that you kind of get from the inks as well. So I'm going to splatter some more on. Get more of that Crackling Campfire, such a beautiful orange. And then dry that again. I'm also going to use my Distress sprayer and just kind of spritz it to where I can get some bigger drops on the background, some water drops. Oh, I also did spray it, I almost forgot, with the Imagine Sheer Shimmer Craft Spray and Sparkle. It makes it so sparkly, so evenly over the back. It is absolutely stunning. So here's our first one. Oh, I forgot to say, because that's the A2 size cardstock panel. There's my Distress sprayer. That is the cotton cardstock that is meant for the BetterPress machine. So when you're going to stamp with the BetterPress, you need to use their specific cardstock. And I wasn't sure how it was going to ink up, but it inked up beautifully. I did make sure that everything was dry before I moved forward with stamping it. So here I have my slimline card panel. I believe it's 8 1/4 by 3 1/4. I have it offset because I want that circle to not be centered in my card panel. I just decided that's where I was going to put my sentiment. So I have that prepped. That's just regular Nina cardstock. I'm going to run that through my die cut machine, put it in my splatter box, and we are going to do the same thing. I did want that little hole area to have some yellow because I think I lost most of my yellow on the last card, but that's okay. So again, I'm doing the same thing, spritzing my colors, drying in between. I'm making sure to shake up my product before I spray it again, just to make sure everything is nice and good. But you can see how splotchy it looks here, but when it's all done and everything is soaked in, you really do have this beautiful blend of fall colors. So again, spraying kind of over the same areas, filling in some open areas that I missed last time. And then I can let that dry. Look at how pretty that is. It's just soaking into that cardstock. It looks stunning. Then I sprayed the Sheer Shimmer Craft Spray, then the Distress Sprayer, and I'm going to let that dry. And then we can get on to the next phase of these two cards. Look at how pretty that is, especially with that 3D embossed folder. Okay, I've got my BetterPress machine, or BetterPress out. This goes with your die cut machine. I have the Platinum 6. So I'm going to put the metal stamp essentially on the magnet part of the BetterPress. I am going to tape my cardstock down in the A2 size area. It does have some little register marks that says A2 size. Now I have my tape on the outside. I decided to move that tape to the inside. This is Spellbinders, their yellow tape. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. But I need to move that tape because I'm going to be stamping on that side. So I'm just going to fold it and put it under, but you definitely need to tape it down, otherwise it's going to fall and you don't want that. Once you flip this over, it's got 4 magnets. It's going to attach to the magnets. You need to ink up your metal stamp. I'm using the BetterPress ink. It is a specialty ink that you need to use with this. I'm using black, but look at that detail that you get with the BetterPress. It is so stunning. So I'm just inking up mainly in the A2 size area. I'm going to put that down now that it's magneted down. I'm going to run this through and it presses down that top layer and pushes it against the stamp. So it presses your cardstock against the stamp, and look at that beautiful image. It is stunning, you guys. I really do love the BetterPress. It is so, so pretty. Then I have the sentiment that says just a note. I'm going to do this twice, inking it up. I always want to forget to ink it up first. I don't know what my deal is. I think I'm thinking glimmer hot foil. And so I'm always like, oh wait, yeah, I have to ink that up first. Again, running it through my machine. You only need to run it through one time. Lift it off the magnets, and then you've got a beautiful sentiment. I'm just going to flip this around. I just have to move my tape so that way I can ink it up one more time. And then I realized my tape is in the way. One more time through the die cut machine. That was the Platinum 6, the black Platinum 6. You can get that through scrapbook.com. And then I can trim out my sentiments. Both of these cards will be on a white card base. These are super, super simple because it's really kind of about the fun background, especially the 3D embossing folder. And I like that pop of white against that background color. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit so you can see have a little bit of white frame with the A2 size card base, and then I'll have a slimline card base that measures 8.5 by 3.5. I do have some foam tape behind both sentiments. I'm going to put those in place, and then I want to add a little bit of sequence. I'm using Studio Katya's gold foil confetti, and I'm going to put those in place. And I do like to lay my things out ahead of time. I probably say this every single time, but I just visually need to see it. I don't think I'm as mentally confident as some other crafters that just lay it down and go with it. I feel like I have to see it. And these have different size in it, which I love. My confetti, my sequins, my anythings, I love for them to be different sizes. Like that's, I don't want everything to be the same size. So a little bit of Barely Art glue underneath. Let's take a look at these up close. You can see the beautiful color. Look at that 3D embossing and all that pretty color from those Distress Oxide sprays. Again, these are products from the Serenade of Autumn from Spellbinders. Let's look at the BetterPress stamping. It's just absolutely stunning. And hopefully you can see that shimmer from that Shimmer Craft spray. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. Thank you for all of your support, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.